We are going to be starting to put together everything we know about solving equations in order to solve radical equations. And we're going to be taking some notes, so please make sure you have paper and that you're writing down everything that I write down. There are a couple types of problems we're going to solve. This video is about type 1 problems, and I'm just calling them type 1. So again, please make sure you have something to write this down on. These are going to be your notes, and you will need to turn them into me so I know that you actually took notes. So let's look at a problem. So we're going to have 6 times the square root of x plus 3 minus 2. Notice the minus 2 is not in the radical, and it's equal to 22. So the first step we're going to do here is get the radical by itself. By itself on one side of the equal sign. So we are going to do what we know about solving to do this. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to undo addition or subtraction on the radical side. Well, I see subtraction. I see a minus 2. So to undo that, I am going to add 2 to both sides. On the left side, we are left with 6 times the square root of x plus 3. These 2's cancel out. We have our equal sign, and 22 plus 2 is 24. So we still do not have the radical by itself. There's a 6 in front of it, and that means 6 times the square root of x plus 3. Well, the opposite of multiplication is division, so we're going to divide both sides by 6. So when we do that, these guys are going to cancel out, so we're left with the square root of x plus 3 equals, and 24 divided by 6 is 4. All right, well, we've completed step 1, which is to get the radical by itself. So our next step is going to be to raise each side of the equation to the same exponent to eliminate the radical. So here we are going to eliminate the radical. And we know that if we have a square root of x, we would square it. If we had a cube root of x, we would cube it. Well, in this case, we have the square root of x. So that means we are going to square both sides of the equal sign. On the left side, we are left with x plus 3. And on the right side, we have 4 squared, that is 16. So now that we have that, we are ready to solve the resulting equation. So we're going to solve for x. So to get x by itself, I just need to move that plus 3. I would minus 3 on both sides. On the left, I have x. These 3's cancel out. 16 minus 3 is 13. I don't know what I was saying. All right, so we solved. We got 13. So the only thing with these that's a little different, well, I already told you it was different. We had that radical, but there's one more thing. That one more thing we need to do is we need to check for what's called extraneous solutions. Extraneous solutions are when it looks like you have a solution, but you don't. So that would mean if you put it in the graphing calculator, you wouldn't have a solution. But when we solve it algebraically, we do. So the way we check, and that's going to be our 4th step. We're going to check for extraneous solutions. And yes, you really need to do this. And the way you check for extraneous solutions is you're going to sub in what x equals. into the original equation. Remember, if I am writing too fast or moving too fast, you can always pause and write down what you need to write down. All right, so let's check for the extraneous solution. So we got x equals 13. We're going to go back to our original equation, which was 6 radical x plus 3 minus 2 equals 20. Whoops, what am I writing? Sorry, guys. Equals 22. But where this x was, I'm going to put 13 now, because that was the solution. That was my original solution, that 13. So let's simplify it. You could either put all of this in the calculator, or I'm just going to break it down. I've got the 6. 13 plus 3 is 16. So in that square root, I would have 16. I still have my minus 2. And then I've got 22 on that side. So let's focus on this side. 6, what is the square root of 16? That's 4. So 6 times 4 minus 2. 24. 6 times 4 is 24 minus 2. That's 22. And I had 22 here. Yay, matchy matchy. It's a match. Because the left side equals the right side, it means that x equals 13 is a solution.